wewe ni deputy party leader wa ODM.
Proudly,
and the governor of Mombasa County. And you're in the broad-based government. And the Secretary General of UDA is also coming for this seat. And you guys are in the same team, the broad-based
arrangement.
There
will be conversations that will be there. ODM, first of all, believes in conversing with everyone. It has always been the principles of ODM.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of talking, we've been called many names, even when Baba was alive.
And I believe a lot of ODM would want to hear from you as a deputy party leader of the party, is that mbona baada ya Baba kuaga ndio labda Sifuna, why, mbona hiyo dissenting nyumba ingekuwa tu watu wanatoa maoni tofauti, lakini wanasalia katika chama jinsi ilivyokuwa kabla ya Baba kuaga.
When Baba went for AU, he told us categorically that if it is an issue of temporary, don't choose one amongst yourselves. If it is an issue of temporary, don't choose one amongst yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we opted for Anyang to be acting party leader. I was deputy party leader. I would have told Baba, I want to be.
Yeah.
Simba would have said, why not me?
Or
Sotsi or anyone else. We were at Agile Hotel. We had a national executive committee. Minuted. The day Baba's body was coming in, we had to be able to tell people what the program was. Everyone was in confusion. And I proposed, I said, good people, this party is going to need some form of steering until a time when we choose a party leader. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Every single person is going to be, like a mad dog. Everyone is going to, the party would have split. And I proposed Dr. Buru.
Okay. Lazima nikuulize hili swali. Sasa manake wewe na rafiki yako wa karibu sana, CS Ali Hassan Joho, mnapenda ndondi sana. Na tushawaona pia mara moja mkicheza wawili tu pale. Sasa watu wakasema mkikutana itakuwaje?
Ningemwangusha mbaya sana.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, karibuni sana ndani ya AMTV. I'm your chairman, Alex Mwakideu. It's a beautiful day. Niko Mombasa, niko home. This is my home. This is where I was born many years ago. So nimerudi nyumbani. And today, as you can see the flags here, I'm right here at the office of the governor of Mombasa. All right? Deputy party leader of ODM. Ambaye amenikaribisha katika ofisi yake leo, Mheshimiwa His Excellency Abdulswamad Nasir. Ndani ya AMTV. What a privilege. Asante sana, Governor.
Thank you.
Kwa kunikaribisha ofisini bwana. Lazima nikushike mkono.
And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Just the other day, nimeona there's a video somewhere around Changamwe I was watching of a lady who was asking about nafasi za kazi.
Yes.
It was in Changamwe, right?
It was actually an initiative that, and I congratulate the area member of parliament, Honorable Omar Mwinyi, but then it is the reality on the ground. And this is the reason why we have been very, very vocal about it. This is the reason why we have been pushing for things like the special economic zones. A lot of people, and rightfully so, we have probably since independence, we have one of the highest amounts of the population. We have a very, very bulging youth population.
Yeah.
Job demands are extremely high.
Yeah.
There are programs that we once were able to put into place, but now we want to make sure that we do them in a manner that they will be sustainable.
Okay. So what's the plan for Mombasa County and the young people of Mombasa? Because as we speak right now, I can remember like last year, not actually in 2024, when young people went to the streets, Mombasa was one of the towns that was actually affected by maandamano ya finance bill. One of the biggest reasons young people in the country are asking, nafasi za kazi, nafasi za kazi, nafasi za kazi. As a governor of Mombasa, 4 years down the line now, unaweza kujirate vipi katika kuprovide nafasi ya kazi kwa vijana?
I think we have employed quite a number of people.
Okay.
We employed people in both the health sector. We've employed people in the other manual jobs that need to be able to be done, the non-white collar jobs that are available. But at the end of the day, as a county government itself, we cannot be able to employ. Hatuwezi kuajiri vijana wote ambao kwamba wanataka kuajiriwa katika Mombasa nzima. We have held discussions with entities that are around. And every single person, of course, when you have an empty cup, if you fill it to a quarter, it is either 3/4 empty or a quarter full.
True.
So the demands will always be there. What we're planning to do right now is, with the advent of the SEZ hopefully coming up, one of the things that we want to do, and we should be doing this before June, we're coming up with a program, we're rolling it out, called Skills Mitani. And what we intend to do in that program is give young people an opportunity for vocational training. And then thereafter, using our own resources through the revolving fund, finance these young people. So if you're a barber, we finance you with a kit. If you're someone who's been able to do baking, we finance you with the things that you are able to do, if that is your forte, and so forth. It's one of the ways in which we can be able, and I know that this will be able to work. I recall when I was a member of parliament, I've been a member of parliament for 2 terms. And when I was a member of parliament, this is a program that we did put into place. And I recall that when COVID came in, a lot of people lost their jobs.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of young people who actually approached us and said, you know what, the fact that I actually studied and I know to do something using my own hands and the gift that I have, I'm still being able to make a living, to be able to earn. So Skills Mitani is a program that we want to do from scratch. That means we start you from, and we will, the concept or what we want to do is we're talking to more than 100 institutions.
Okay.
All types of courses that are going to be available. And then we go to every constituency or sub-county. And then thereafter, the young people are going to go there. People are going to display what it is that they can be able to do. Someone sees that this is where their interest is. I have made arrangement to talk to my team as well. We want to cut out the nitty-gritties of telling someone that when they get there, they have to fill a form and everything else. So through your phone, immediately you can be able to say, look, I'm a resident, these are my details, and we give you a link and you can be able to apply instantly after you've been able to see what it is that needs to be done. Thereafter, depending on your performance, of course, we also want to come up with a digital register as to how vijana watakuwa wanaenda. Kama tunamlipia mtu na anakimbia asomi, then chances are very, very high ya kuwa hata ukimsaidia kumpatia bidhaa hatuzitumia. So depending on discipline, depending on attendance, depending on performance yake, the next course of action to take after that would be to finance them.
Okay.
And the different elements. We hope to do the Skills Mitani program before June through the Department of Education. And then the department that is going to be in charge of the revolving fund will be able to disperse necessary money as well.
What is the budget for the whole program?
We're looking at hundreds of millions, definitely.
How much?
Hundreds of millions.
Hundreds
You
of
can
millions.
imagine
All right.
how many people are going to be wishing to go, and whatever has been budgeted for the revolving fund itself is about 100 million.
Okay.
But of course, that does not just include the young people alone.
All
As
right.
well, our mothers, the fisher folk as well, who
All right.
deserve as well to be given some form of help.
All right. Governor, you mentioned about this program you have ya vinyozi, salon, nini, small businesses, around Mombasa. Watu unataka support, kuboost biashara zao na kadhalika, startup businesses and stuff like that. I'm so interested in that because a lot of young people in Mombasa wameongelea hiyo, na si Mombasa tu, all over the country are complaining about this
No
thing.
jobs.
So historia 4 years down the line, would you say, how many people would you say that wamebenefit na kupata nafasi za kazi, ama mpango wako by the time, for example, your first term ends, your target is to get like how many people?
The role of government is to ensure that we create an environment that will be suitable. I hold quarterly meetings with all stakeholders. So I hold meetings with those from the tourism sector, hold meetings with stakeholders from the logistics industry, the port, and everywhere else. One of the things that I was able to advocate for, and it was a conversation I had with the president, was returning of port services back into Mombasa, which he announced the first day that he was being sworn in as president. So all these things, the role of government is to ensure that you make it conducive enough so that people can be able to come on board.
Okay.
For the longest time ever, everyone has been saying that no, it should be government to employ all these people. I wish it was the case. I wish it was possible. But we run by elements of law. We also need to be able to put into place that whatever it is, that as it is right now, as it is, a number of counties are already exceeding prerequisite percentage of what they can be able to spend on wages. So role of government is actually to do that. And it is very pleasing when we see that numbers of tourists are actually increasing, not decreasing. Bed capacity has been able to increase as well in hotels. When we look at the transport sector, the SGR has been seeing record amount. Does that immediately translate to thousands of young people to be employed? No, it does not. The game changer for Mombasa would be the special economic.
The what?
Special economic zone.
Okay.
That is going to be a game changer. It's going to you're going to look at almost, depending on the facilities that are going to be there, but it is going to be in thousands who are going to be employed. And this is what we're targeting at. Train these young people, whether it is going to be a diploma, electrical works, going to whatever it is that is going to be there. And with the necessary legislation that is currently already in place, that we make sure that our people are going to be employed. However, all these are nothing else. They're nothing else because ukiongea na kijana yote anakuambia unaniambia mambo ya kesho na nina njaa leo.
It's true.
So it's a delicate balance. Ni lazima kidogo tuweze kujipanga. Tulikuwa na program sisi wenyewe kama serikali ya county ambayo kwamba ilikuwa inajulikana kama Mombasa yangu, where we took these young people again without any external financing or anything else, but to be able to. And by the way, when we put Mombasa yangu into place, crime reduced.
Oh, it did?
Yes, it did. Statistics actually showed that when Mombasa yangu was in place, the level of crimes reduced. But then we could not be able to continue doing it because it has to be done in a way that is going to be sustainable.
Okay.
So there's a new program that I'm putting into place, and it's going to be on waste management, where these young people are going to be able to collect waste, and they get paid by the county government, vis-a-vis other models that have been there in other parts of the world, other jurisdictions where it is house owners who pay. I feel that it is only right for us to be able to figure out a way where we pay these young people. And hopefully, once that program goes into place, again, we're looking at employing for that particular project thousands of young people. If all goes well, because Mombasa Young, we were looking at in excess of 3,000 young people
in Mombasa.
That we actually took in. We had a program that we actually absorbed 3,000 young people. But then again, I repeat the word that this is a program that we have to make sure that it is going to be sustainable.
Yeah.
Does it work? Yes, it works. But then we cannot do it in a very, very haphazard way, because then what we're simply doing is painting something that is already not going to, after a while, it is going to start getting corroded. So we have to do it in a way that is going to be sustainable, and I will get it done. And
I like that you're mentioning when the program was happening, actually, it reduced crime kidogo, because one of the things that imefanyika Mombasa na kuharibu jina la Mombasa County ni ile crime ya vijana wengi na kufanya watu wa Mombasa wengi wafanye biashara, kuishi na wasiwasi, kutembea na woga, in so many areas, Bamburi, Kisauni. Mimi nimelelewa Mtopanga, Bamburi, Kisauni, Barsheba, so now that the program is not on course, haifanyiki sasa hivi, what is the plan? As in right now, what is happening right now?
We are definitely making necessary arrangements to ensure that the program will go back ASAP. Lakini going back again, hopefully if all goes well, because we need to make sure that these young people wakiingia katika hii program watakuwa na the necessary equipment. The program itself will ensure that these young people also are comprehensively covered with SHA. A program ita ensure that kila mwisho wa mwezi wakati gavana anapokea mshahara wake na yeye pia anaweza kupokea. And of course it will need many things. It will need things like vehicles to be able to collect waste. It's a very, very complex whole project.
Okay.
So we are already in the process of working on it. I am not happy with the speed in which we want to ensure that it happens, but it will be able to.
Mwaka huu?
Yes, it will have to be. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to something else ambayo imefanyika all over the country. Mvua inanyesha. Nairobi is...
And by the way, maybe going back again to the element of crime, I think we've also not had a very, very fair share of positive vibes and positive stories as well. We're live right now on your social media platforms. Yeah. Everyone will agree with me. You will agree with me. What goes viral is always the bad.
Always the bad.
What goes viral is always two things. What goes viral is mwanasiasa amenuka kwa jukwaa, ametusi hivi, ametoa allegations hizi. What goes viral is unaona kulikuwa na kitu fulani, like there was a time we had very, very bad press. There was an incident where a tourist was not mugged, not killing or anything, but a phone was snatched. But the level of reporting, the way it was done, it ended up even going up to all the way to international media. So now you have to start dealing with foreign countries, explaining to them that, you know what, we're not as bad. Do we have bad elements? By all means. I'll be the biggest liar kusema kwa hakuna wabaya kati yetu. Lakini wazuri pia ni wengi. Kuliko wale ambao kwamba ni wabaya. So I just thought I'd set that record straight.
Yeah.
We're not in Haiti. We were actually being portrayed as if Mombasa ni Haiti. But that is not
the case. All right. That is not the case. All right. Let's talk about mvua. Imenyesha maeneo mengi. Watabiri wa hali ya hewa wamesema kwamba itaendelea kunyesha. Mombasa imenyesha pia. Nimeona imeleta balaa, Changamwe, Kisauni, maeneo mengi. Mapaa yametolewa kule. Nyumba zimefurika. Familia kadhaa zimeathirika. Takriban nyumba kama 100 na kadhaa zimeharibika katika maeneo ya Mombasa. Hili tatizo mimi tangu nizaliwe Mombasa, Makadara Hospital pale na kuishi Mombasa lipo tu. Miaka nenda miaka rudi, mvua ikinyesha sana huwa lazima maeneo mengi ya Mombasa yatajaa. Kuna nyumba, familia zitaathirika, kuna watu watatoka.
Lakini pia nakumbuka wakati nimeapishwa tu hivi, I think wiki ya kwanza ama wiki ya pili kulinyesha mvua kali sana. Na kama mnakumbuka maeneo ya Kibarani kulijaa maji kukaa kupita.
Ndio.
Sasa hivi hata kukanyesha vipi barabara zinapita.
Kweli?
Sio upepo ulioifanya ile kazi. Kazi iliweza kufanyika na binadamu na ikaweza kutatuliwa. Ukienda maeneo fulani mengine kama maeneo ya Makupa pale kulikuwa hakuwezi kupitika. Hapa mjini tu, roundabout ya railway, Moya Avenue, and everywhere it was ilikuwa ni jambo ambalo kwamba huwezi hata kuweza kupita. Maeneo mengine ya Likoni ilikuwa huwezi kupita. Hapa sasa hivi barabara hii ambayo kwamba kwa wale wenye kuifahamu, barabara ya kwenda feri pale kuanzia Star of the Sea hadi uende pale kanisa ya SDA na mbeleni pale kulikuwa hakupitiki. But an investment was put in. Only difference is that investment is underground. And also you have to understand it is impossible for you to be able to do everything at a go. Then question that you need to ask yourself is, how did we get to where we are?
Yeah.
I'll give you another example. Wakati mmoja tulikuwa katika maeneo ya Tange pia, it was a terrible state. The reason we got to where we are is because kuna watu ambao kwamba wamejenga katika waterways. So as the governor, you need to now start asking yourself, is there a better way that we can go about this? Because majority ya wale ambao kwamba wenye hizi nyumba, some of them are third generation. Some of them are fourth generation. Some of them bought them from someone who bought it from someone else. Some of these properties, yule ambaye kwamba aliinvest na kujenga hata hayuko mbele hayuko tena hapa. Who do you actually put a finger on? Forget about this. The biggest problem that we have actually in Mombasa, and it is truly a challenge, but then this challenge did not start 10 years ago. It did not start 15, 20 or 30 years ago.
So we might not get a solution at all?
No. There's nothing that does not have a solution. It is only that these kind of solutions are very, very long-term investment solutions.
Okay.
I want to give you an example. One of the bigger problems that are in Mombasa, from time immemorial, a lot of people who are given permission to be able to build were asked that they have to put, at that time there are no biodigesters, so you have to put a sock pit, where then thereafter a honeysucker comes and collects whatever. But then with time, a lot of people ended up becoming too clever for their own good. So you got people now starting, instead of using the system of biodigesters or a septic tank, people decided to connect on the stormwater. Now, today, if I make a decision, and niseme ya kwa kila nyumba ambayo kwamba ilo connect katika hii, shut it down, probably half of this town will have to be demolished. I just want you to understand the economic impact of making such a decision.
And how was that happening?
But you see, that's what I'm saying. Some of the engineers who approved those things during the time of municipal are no longer here.
Even before county governments?
Oh yes, this is a problem that did not start at the advent of devolution. Okay. This is a problem that started way back. The infrastructure that is for Siwa in Mombasa did not grow at the pace in which people developed. And an area like Chuda,
Mm.
the
I
whole of
lived in Chuda for many years.
yeah, the whole of Chuda, everyone was actually on a septic tank. Then people started getting too smart. So you want, I mean, I have to be able to make a very conscious decision. So there's a very, very, the investment,
Mm.
whoever will be able to put such an investment, first of all, it can never be a county making that investment on, because the figures, maybe to use a scarier word, the figures are horrific.
All right.
I mean, you can imagine now trying to put up a whole system of piping underground and everything else. So we have to go with what has been done in other parts of
All right.
and this is what we have done. We've advertised, but because of the scope of works that will be needed to be done, extreme due diligence has to be put into place. We cannot be able to partner with anyone, just take a element at it because we feel that someone was able to come up with rosy documents.
Mm.
So very, very extreme due diligence, that because these are people's houses and everything else. Some of the houses that are not even connected are government properties,
Mm.
because that was the norm. It was the norm of the day, that build and put a septic tank, build, put a biodigester. But everyone who started building, and again, I'm repeating, this did not start during the time of devolution. This started way, 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 way back.
Wow.
All the houses in Kisauni, the whole of Nyali, Chuda, those houses were not built during the time of.
All right.
And not everyone broke the law.
Okay.
But we have a decent amount of people, and now the challenge, when we got into office, the first thing we did is we said, let's get in, shut down everyone who's putting it in the stormwater, and we had a very huge backflow to people's houses.
Mm.
So all these people who own these houses came and said, you know what? Why don't you just give us a solution? Because I bought this. The person I bought this house from is dead. Mwingine anasema, I inherited this house. My father bought this house from someone else. So the initial developers, unless what you and you know, you cannot place crime as an inherited liability.
Wow. You cannot crime as an inherited liability. All right. Governor Abdulswamad Nasir, 4 years now. How would you rate yourself out of 10? Out of 10.
I think it's never ever right for anyone to say that I'm rating myself in this manner.
Okay.
I think what needs to be able to rate someone is for you to be able to look and say, this was my manifesto.
Okay.
And by the way, this is ideally done at the time of election. This was my manifesto. This is what I promised.
All right.
Was I able to deliver on what it is that I promised? Yes, I was. Was I not able to deliver on what it is that I promised? It is only right for me to explain to people at the time that I'm campaigning that, I said I would do this, but I was unable to do this because of 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right.
Go into the elements of education. Today, the children study ECD in the county government of Mombasa. Every single child who studies in any of our public schools, the schools are 100% free. 2, food is available at 0 cent to the parent. 3, we've even now gone ahead and done things like books for the children. We came up with a policy. I know initially we might have had a bit of teething problems here and there, and this is all because you're working with people that also need to be able to understand that there needs to have a mind change, and a mindset cannot be in such a manner that this is the direction that you've been used to and it has to be that way.
Mm.
We came up with a policy that no child under 5 years old should be able to pay anything. When Shah came on board, then the direction that I gave is whoever comes to any of our level 4 or level 5, whoever you are, if you do not have premium Shah, we will pay the Shah for you
As a county.
as a county, and we've been doing that. We pay Shah for you when you get admitted into hospital. So now the only difference that you pay is if there's any difference, you pay as an individual, but then Shah caters for a big percentage of your hospital. It's from cost general to all the other facilities that are there. And if your child is under 5, pay for you your Shah, and there's still a balance of any difference whatsoever, then what we simply do is we cater the cost as a county government.
All right.
We just did the groundbreaking at Kongowea, a hospital that I've proudly recommended the name of Raila Odinga Hospital. I'll be breaking another one. The work's already going on, but the celebrations and public information will be done as and when. But there's works going on currently. Port Reitz. There's another hospital coming up at Mikindani, all level 4. And the gist of the whole concept is we need to be able to decongest Coast General.
Coast General Hospital.
Yes. Tomorrow's newspaper, you will see.
How many hospitals so far have you built?
We have almost, including the ones that we will be building. We have Mjambere Hospital that is ready for opening. We're just finalizing on the equipment. We have Bofu Hospital that is ready for opening. We're finalizing on the equipment. As we speak right now, tomorrow there will be an advert on the expansion of Coast General Hospital.
Okay.
So what we are doing is simultaneous. We are improving on existing as we expand.
Okay.
You cannot just say that, you have to be conscious of the fact that every single day we're giving birth to more and more people.
It's true.
So the investment that we have to be able to put in now should be an investment that needs to be able to cater, not just for one generation alone. In Likoni, we are hoping to partner with a donor who has accepted to build another level 4 for us. It's not been tied up. God willing, we will be able to finalize on that. We have another hospital facility that I was honored to be part of. There are 10 counties in Kenya that were actually chosen by another donor. And one of those counties is yours truly. And this was done in the presence of His Excellency the President. This is a mother and child center, and we are looking at possibilities of land and building that in our own area as well. When the time comes, judge me.
All right. Governor, I've also seen you working with a lot of young people when it comes to soccer.
Yes.
The other day, there are around 115 clubs right now.
155.
155 clubs in Mombasa County alone that the county has sponsored. Yeah, an amount of money, it's around 100 and what million?
Actually, the concept, what we want to do is, the figures are less than that. But what we want to do, and by the way, this will not only just be with football. The other sport lovers, please bear in mind,
Okay.
we will also be doing the same.
Sio body peke yake.
Sio boli peke yake. We've got rugby. We've got many other.
155 clubs in Mombasa.
Well, there are 155 clubs. These are the ones who are playing both in the FKF and the Mombasa League. And what we have done is we've paid for them the referee fees and the affiliation fees, which had always been a burden on them. The next thing that we want to now start putting into place is coming up with a mode of transport. But I have asked the teams and I've asked the department to give me recommendations that if we come up with a mode of transportation so that it can be used as a pool. That means if my team is traveling, then I can book a date, being able to use. Then most important is you cannot just say, buying is one thing, but making sure that these things run is another thing altogether. So I've asked them to be able to look into this concept as well.
Okay.
Or we can. I'm glad to announce we have finally come up with an agreement with the national government. Again, the president personally looked into this, and he's already given directions. We have terminated the contract with the existing contractor that we had at the municipal stadium. And I just want to state one thing, because a lot of people ask about this stadium. This stadium was started during the time of Hassan, former Governor Hassan.
Okay.
And when this stadium started, our revenue share that we were getting from national government, by the time that this contract was signed, two things happened simultaneously.
Okay.
Works had already started. The first thing that happened is COVID hit.
Okay.
So what happened is on-source revenue declined. By the way, this declined for everyone. The second thing that happened is when the equitable share that Mombasa was getting, the Commission for Revenue Allocation came up with another formula. And in that formula, it made Mombasa lose.
Okay.
And not lose in hundreds of thousands of millions. Mombasa actually lost, if I'm not mistaken, at that time, I was not in office, but plus $1 billion.
Okay.
So you put
COVID
this,
and then
this.
ikapoteza tena katika national.
So the first thing that happened is when we were discussing these matters, due diligence was done. Works that have already been conducted, independent review was able to be done, and it was confirmed that there was nothing sinister at all that happened. And I'm repeating again, this was done through independent ways. And a decision was then made that if national government was to be able to take it using the same funding, they've been building stadiums in the other parts. So we have a small liability remaining that we will be paying off contractor. And then now the contractor will take it up either directly with the, and this is going to be done either through the army, the defense forces, together, of course, with the sports funds team, because ultimately someone is the one who's paying that money.
Okay.
The second thing that we have done as a county government ourselves is we're about to ground break for Mohima Stadium. We're about to ground break for Ziwani.
Okay.
The one at Ziwani, we are still looking at the issues of legalities on paperwork in terms of the land ownership. And we are also in the process right now, because there's no land in Kisauni. So in the process right now of proposing to buy land in Kisauni that we can build, because young people need to be able to have a place in which they can be able to relieve the stresses, play, and everything else. If that is done, then we, as a county government on our own, we would have done at least 2 major stadiums plus another one. I am currently also having a conversation just to make sure that also there will be no level of conflict. The Makadara grounds as well, not to be used for any, just for football or anything, but a whole park, which will also include a place where young people will be able to play soccer. But again, there's an MOU that we need to sign with the residents. And then, of course, again, history of that particular ground. The title was given to my late father as a custodian, not his, as a custodian. And now that he's no longer with us, it's just that the names, I will have to make sure that I transfer them in such a manner that at no given time, another generation, 2, 3, 4, 5, does the unthinkable of saying that this was actually my great grandfather oh, it was under his name, therefore I deserve to be able to. Properties were actually placed as a custodian for the public. So we need to figure out all these issues, and I'm sure that we will be able to come up with an agreement, like-minded people.
All right. The stadiums, Ziwani, and when should we expect them to?
They're definitely before the elections.
Okay.
Definitely before 2027. The one at Mohima, in fact, the reason why the one at Mohima took quite a bit of time is because if we built it the way it was, what was going to happen was it was not going to be FIFA standard because there were classrooms there. You know, the way school just decided wacha tujenge hapa. So kiwanja ikawa sasa haiwezi kuwa ni FIFA standard. But AFCON coming up,
Yeah.
the teams will need to have places where they can be able to do a bit of training. And it is our hope that the main stadium will be complete as well. So we can be able to, yes, for AFCON. But there, Mombasa Stadium, the bigger works have already been done.
All right.
Because the bigger works is in the groundworks. Everything else is actually prefabricated. So including this, the design for the municipal stadium is the word is not complex, but it is so it is all prefabricated steel. So the thing that is remaining now is more or less the assembly, but the groundwork, which was the most difficult part of it all, curing of the groundworks and everything has already been done, certified by both county public works, national government public works, and independent engineers as well.
Wow, amazing. All right, we look forward to all this happening before the elections. Governor, as you speak right now, there's so much you've told me about your stuff that you've done over the years and the plans you have and what you're going to launch next year. And while all this is happening, elections are coming in the year 2027. And
elections come and go.
Eh?
Elections come and go.
They come and go. Now, while this is happening, Governor, wewe ni deputy party leader wa ODM. Proudly, and the governor of Mombasa County. And you're in the broad-based government. And the Secretary General of UDA is also coming for this seat. And you guys are in the same team, the broad-based
arrangement.
Arrangement.
There will be conversations that will be there. If you realize, there were a number of meetings that we actually sat down. A reason had to be able to prevail. That at the end of the day, we have a bigger challenge that is ahead of us. So reason had to be able to prevail. We sat down as initially as the top leadership of both UDA and the top leadership of ODM from the coastal region. And then we made a conscious decision to be able to sit down as all the ODM and UDA elected and nominated leaders from the whole coast region. And we all came up with an agreement that, we want this arrangement where we're in broad-based and we want our region to be able to prosper without necessarily having too much internal politicking that was going to go on. It was polarizing the whole conversation and the whole arrangement that we had. And we have all agreed in principle that let us put everything down. Maybe just to give you a gist of what is going to happen.
Yeah.
ODM passed through its the delegates, the special delegates conference. What was approved was an intent.
Okay.
For us to get into coalition.
Okay.
But the talks have not formally started.
Okay.
What was approved at Jamhuri Park by the Special Delegates Conference was that we were asking the owners of the party, who are the members, who are the grassroots members, came from all the different parts of this country, and the question that was asked was, one was, the deputy party leaders, are we confirmed? And unanimously, it was a yes. It was asked, are we confirming the chairperson? Unanimously. It was asked whether we are confirming the party leader, Dr. Oburu Odinga. It was passed unanimously. Then the second question that was asked is, can we begin conversations? It does not mean that we've already put pen on paper.
All right.
But the intent is there. This party, ODM, has never gone into elections. ODM, first of all, believes in conversing with everyone. It has always been the principles of ODM.
Mm-hmm.
And in the process of talking, we've been called many names, even when Baba was alive. Even when Baba was alive, how many people called us sellouts? I know of people who called me as an individual that I'm blindly following Baba and, or he's a sellout and all that. But then there was a bigger picture to it. There's a bigger reasoning to it. Baba talked with Kibaki. This country was actually burning. He would have just said, you know what? Odds are in my favor. Let's just continue. This country is bigger. If there's a lesson that I've been able to learn from the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, is this country is bigger than an individual. If there was one, many lessons that I've learned, but if there was one, that this country is bigger than an individual. Even when the issue of...
what does that mean, Shimiwa? Because you see, when you say it's a big lesson you've learned, it's true that the country is bigger than an individual, yes. But then again, the whole issue of zoning, that ODM has been championing throughout, that there must be zoning. That's number one. Number two, I've heard a lot of leaders from ODM talking about the deputy president seat.
I'm actually the...
Yeah, you're one of the people you've been championing, Mheshimiwa
yes.
Ali Hassan Joho, that it should be, at least from the coast, we should have someone from the coast. This whole issue of zoning, Mheshimiwa, UDA wamekata. And from the Secretary General of UDA, yeye ndo amekuwa mstari wa mbele kabisa kata that there's... I'm asking myself, and I believe a lot of Kenyans are asking themselves, you're the deputy party leader right now, iweje ODM inaonekana kwa mfano kuogopa kusimama tu na kusema it's okay, if you want to come, you bring it on. Mombasa County is one of the counties that imekuwa katika ODM miaka mingi. Kwa mfano, imekuwa ni ngome ya ODM. Pwani imekuwa ngome ya ODM.
Na haitoki.
Kilifi, and Pwani kwa ujumla. Baba alikuwa akikuja hapa, yani Pwani inafurahia. Iweje leo ODM ya leo inaonekana, na kuna baadhi ya wachanganuzi wanaona kama ambaye ODM inaogopa, that's why ina insist on zoning.
No.
Is that the case?
No. Let me just explain the genesis of this discussion. You will realize we had a number of by-elections in this country.
Yeah.
We've had a number of by-elections.
It's true. Mbere.
We had Mbere, we had Banisa, we had Magarini, we had all this.
Yeah.
And we had to make a decision. We sat down with our partners and we made a decision that do we divide like-minded or an unlike-minded mind pass through? The candidate...
Will anyone pass through in Mombasa County?
It is not an issue of Mombasa.
For example?
It is not an issue of Mombasa. I want to rephrase that again.
All right.
Then again, the issue of zoning, the first zoning that was done is the presidency.
Because presidency as broad-based
If we've
government.
made a decision that the president is going to be William Samoei Ruto, isn't
That's
it?
true.
And the fact that we have decided it is him. We never went to we never said that we're going to put nominations between him and Dr. Oburu.
Yeah.
Didn't you consider that as zoning?
There's already zoning there at the
Exactly.
presidency level.
I'm just giving you that as one example.
Okay.
What is the purpose of us having a conversation that we're going to be working together? We cannot be able to collect our strengths and to be able to ensure that we work on our weaknesses so that, again, like-minded triumphs over unlike-minded.
Okay.
Politics is a game of numbers.
All right.
How you get the numbers is how you convince people to be able to vote for you. How you convince people to be able to vote for you has many factors. The most preferable, which is the element that I advocate for, is what have I done? Why are you voting for me? Why are you standing for ODM?
All right.
But at the same time, we live in a country that whether we like it or not, even today in 2026, we still have an element of tribalism, something that we all need to be able to shun and put aside. Two, we have this element. In fact, I think the Coast region is one of the few regions that actually believes in national party. We believe in a national party. ODM is a national party. A lot of people have that feeling that, this is the party for our region. I want to tell you why ODM. How many elections have we had from devolution? Forget about that. We had Moi.
Yeah.
When Moi was in power, how powerful was Kanu?
Very powerful.
Please explain to me right now. If I was to ask you who is the deputy party leader of Kanu, do you know him?
Who was?
Who is the deputy party leader of Kanu? Do you know him?
We just know the chairman. Yeah.
But you know the deputy party leader of ODM?
Yes, we do.
Then after him came Kibaki. Kibaki, I think, what was it? Was it PNU?
Yes.
How many MCS does PNU have today?
Quite a few.
Is it a party that needs to be able, if today PNU was to hold their national delegates conference or a national executive, would the media even be saying that this is a worthy story? No offense to PNU, but I'm just stating facts the way it is. And after that, we had the Democratic Party. Today, DP, they were to put up a candidate, that candidate be able to hold water. Forget about DP. Then after that, what did we have? Was it TNA?
It was TNA, yeah.
Have you heard of TNA? The reason I'm giving you this whole chronology is ODM is the only party that has been able to survive and been able to have the numbers and been able to be strong. The only party I want to re-emphasize and restate here, and I want anyone to be able to challenge me in any other manner, that has still been able to be as strong as we are. After TNA, we had Jubilee.
Mheshimiwa.
Name me any party today.
Mheshimiwa, sawa. ODM is a big party. Na ni chama kikubwa tu ambacho kimetambulika kote nchini Kenya. But kama wananchi wa Kenya, watu wanasema kwamba 6-7 months now after Baba rested, nyumba inasambaratika. Nyumba inasambaratika. Mirengo ni miwili. And a lot of people are asking themselves, what would Baba do? What would he have done today if he was still alive?
Baba was an enigma in politics. Whoever will tell you they know what
For
Baba
example, would he
have,
be championing for zoning?
I'll tell you one thing. Baba is an enigma in politics. If
Would
Baba,
he be going for the seat in 2027? Or would he be championing for someone else?
we know
to
it's
go?
not the first time that Baba actually decided to champion for someone else. Wasn't he the one who actually stood up at Uhuru Park and said Kibaki tosha? Did he not have a chance to be president at that time? What was so ethically wrong for him to say that Kibaki tosha?
Would
Isn't
he
he
have
the
said,
same person who actually advocated?
do you think he would have said Ruto Tosha?
Like I said, Baba is an enigma in politics. Whoever tells you on a futuristic element of what Baba would have been able to do or would have done is a liar. Because Baba is someone who would have been able, in fact, Baba is an individual who believed in one thing, consulting.
Consulting.
He that no one can be able to deny. He would have been able to say, you know what, let us consult, let us talk, let us figure out what needs to be able to be done. Would he have been able to vie in 2027? I mean, it is impossible for any individual to know, forget about what Baba would have done 3 years after his death. Even if Baba was alive, it would have been impossible for anyone to be able to say what Baba will say in the morning. I'm an individual who used to be with him till late at night. And many a times late at night, we would be talking about nothing else except, we would be watching, the only times, many times, but going through a good African meal, and watching a game of Arsenal together. We would be together, and me and him both know that tomorrow we are going to be having an event somewhere. He would consult and talk about certain things, but you will never be able to know what it is that he will be able to speak
The next day.
And then the next day. I said, so many people today come up and say things like, you're betraying Baba, you're doing this. And then I look at these same people, and they're the same people who are abusive to Baba. And I think that gives me more comfort that, if one thing, even in the absence of Baba, those chameleons have exposed themselves.
Who are these chameleons, Mheshimiwa?
Come on. Alex, there are some people who, when Baba was alive, walituambia kwa wametuwekea mitego. Kasema kwa sijui ni hivi. And then when Baba is no longer there, they're saying that, you're killing the dream of Baba. How do you know the dream of a person who you did not know in real life? How would you know what his dream is?
Mheshimiwa,
you can claim to know someone's dream when you know how they were when they were wide awake.
But Mheshimiwa Governor, for example, the DCP leader, Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua, said the other day, this was after ODM leadership ilianza kusema we want to be taken serious. In this broad-based arrangement, lazima tuchukuliwe serious. As a leadership, as a people, as a party.
I think the word that was used was not to be taken serious. The words that were used was respect.
Respect, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to be respected. We need to be respected. And immediately, the DCP leader said, I warned you. I warned them. I told them.
Told us what?
Alisema kwamba ODM itafikia wakati ni kana kwamba sasa hivi mumeanza kulalamika kama viongozi wa ODM
I will strongly recommend,
hamkuwi respected.
I think instead of people talking about the one that they don't know and the one that they never respected even prior, let them concentrate on themselves right now. Party candidate.
Okay.
One of these days, Alex, I really hope that you are going to throw this at these people now. Waulize swali tu moja. Who's your candidate? We're looking forward to who their candidate is.
Okay.
And you need to ask these people as well. It is, I grew up in this city. I studied with people from all over the country. Some of the people who made me to who I am today have never been related to me by blood or by tribe.
Okay.
Some of the heaviest votes that I got as Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir is an area that is most concentrated with churches in Mombasa. I use this,
I haven't seen you going to church.
I believe in embracing everyone. It is a belief that was actually passed on to me, not just by my father, but before my father, his father passed it on to him, and so forth. That you need to be able to embrace every single person. And, respect is not a title. Respect is earned. And I want you to ask this question as well from these other who are calling themselves whatever. When did they ever utter anything that is going to be worthy of respect? I use this analogy many times because we're told that stories in the Bible should not just be used as stories. But when you read in the Quran and read from the Bible, you need to be able to read for purposes of learning. And I've said this before, the story of the Good Samaritan, where there was a Samaritan who passed and saw someone who was not related to him, someone who was from a different tribe altogether, but his own people passed and he was injured and no one did anything. But he went and the Samaritan did what needed to be done, picked him up, took him to the nearest lodging, paid for him, and actually left a message to the owner of the lodging that I will be coming back. And when I come back, if there were any further expenses that are going to be used on this individual who is a stranger, then I'll be paying that. And I use this as well, and I tell people, I was not voted for by my own alone. Who I need to state my own did embrace me, but the larger embrace equally came from those who are not necessarily my tribe. I speak no other language except English and Swahili today. And I use this and I tell the people of Mombasa, they were my good Samaritans. And I say this as well, that, they left me where they left me with a message that if they come back and I need their votes again, they will still vote for me. And the same story as the story of the Good Samaritan in the Bible.
Okay.
I believe in embracing. I do not believe in this language of Kabila, Kabilahi. If God had a reason for one tribe to be superior to the other, then my blood type, my own blood type, if I was to have a blood transfusion today, my own brother who is genetically direct to me, his blood type would not be of use to me. Alex, your blood type might be the one that can be able to save my life.
Okay. Wow, Mheshimiwa. So who is disrespecting ODM? Who is disrespecting? And how would you explain that disrespect that is coming from your broad-based partner? Ni nini hiyo ambayo wana ODM wanataka kujua, the deputy party leader?
I want to give this as
Is it the one thing that we were told that some ODM leaders are being approached by UDA, kuingia kwa UDA na kusimama na tikiti ya UDA? Is that one of the reasons why you said?
Who said that?
Kuna disrespect. Nilisikia Mheshimiwa Junet Mohamed akisema.
I think Junet did not refer necessarily to the ODM as such. But there are other areas that have been grey. That means that maybe the leadership in that particular area was either independent or another party or something like that. There were conversations that the same accusations as well were trying to come on from them to us as well, where we talking and going to other areas where the leadership is this. We simply had to be able to set ground rules. We got into this arrangement. It was not near the elections. We're now nearing the elections. Everyone's feet is asking, when are we putting our running shoes? We need to be able to run. But before you put your running shoes, you need to make sure that the stone in that shoe is removed. Otherwise, you'll not even be able to walk, leave alone run. So we're in the process of doing that right now, dusting our shoes, removing the pebbles from the shoes, put on the shoe, make sure there's a perfect fit so that no one can be able to catch us. And I think that is the direction that we sat down, by the way. I don't want to take it backwards, but this is a conversation that we had. We recently, this is public knowledge, we had a meeting between the Central Committee of ODM and the Central Committee of UDA. This coming week, which is, I think, from Monday, Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday, we're having a retreat as ODM on how we're going to strengthen ourselves as a party. The next course of action will be getting the National Executive Committee from UDA and ODM as well to sit. We need to, first of all, diffuse that tension that had been built up, which was a very unfortunate tension. And we need to be able to allow negotiations to take place. What we're doing right now is already trying to imagine that this has already happened and it has not happened. All these issues are going to be ironed out. We're going to cross the T's and dot the I's when the time comes.
Okay.
And what happens is the constitution of ODM says that the party leader shall be able to appoint a certain number of people. And I'm sure that is the constitution of UDA as well, where they also appoint a number of people. And we sit down, and the person who heads those negotiations is the party leader. He can be able to delegate for us to be able to discuss. And then once he's able to get the details, whether he's in agreement or not agreement, that arrangement is secondary. So our first option is, yes, let us discuss with UDA. Hopefully, I do not see where we will be able to have a level of misunderstanding.
Okay.
But the first option, let us discuss with UDA.
All right, Mheshimiwa, as you discussed with UDA, other people who are members of ODM are wondering, and it looks to them that you are more interested in discussing or having this discussion with ODM and maintaining, with UDA, kumradhi, and maintaining the broad-based arrangement kushinda kudiscuss nyumba yenu yenyewe and calling Linda Mwananchi and talking to Linda Mwananchi leadership, calling them, because this is your home. This is your house. This is ODM. These are all members of ODM. So
I'm the kind of person who doesn't prefer,
yeah,
or in my line of politics,
yeah,
I do not discuss individuals. I discuss ideas and I discuss ideologies.
Okay.
But a lot passed under the bridge. And before the water passed under the bridge, it passed through a number of dams. And every time the water passed through the dam, questions were being asked. Are we in the same direction? Are we not in the same direction? What happens is you ask anyone that if you do not open the gate valve, the damage that is going to be caused is larger. So a time had to come when we had to open the gate valve by letting go of others. people will have different lines of thoughts.
Okay.
But when the party makes a decision, it has made that decision. I want to give you an example.
Okay.
When Baba came down and we were having a discussion on the issue,
Issue of what?
broad-based.
Okay.
By the way, he did not just talk to me alone. I'm sure he talked to a number of people because that was his nature.
Okay.
He did do one thing. In fact, he actually did it. It was one of the rare moments, and he did this so that there is no time where there was going to be an issue of people feeling that they were actually coerced into saying something. Baba did a very extensive tour of this country. When he came to the coast region, ideally, I would be moving with him. But when he came this time round, he went to places like Kilifi. For sure, he went to Kwale. For sure, he went to other areas. And he explained to them about the issue of broad-based. It took him, I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks, where he actually crisscrossed the whole country. And there are certain areas that were very adamant that we should not go for broad-based. But there were other areas that embraced the concept of broad-based. That maybe this is a solution for us to be able to bring sanity into the country. Even when after he had done all that, the first step that he did is he called for a central committee. And I remember it was at a certain hotel in Kisumu, where we started our meeting actually in the evening.
Okay.
And we had to listen to Baba and agree with Baba on issues to do with why we are where we are. You know, the country was going to go to the dogs. The military had already been sent out to the streets. You know very well, the military was in the streets. Giving examples of other African jurisdictions where military has gone to the streets, what are our chances that we'll actually have any election in 2027 when the military takes over? Because that is the direction that this country was going. And there are those who actually told him, Baba, this is your time. Because the public has been tired. The young people are tired, you know. This is your time. And this is a man who actually said, you know, my time will never be able to be there, and I will never call it my time at the expense of this country. Never. And a decision was made at Central Committee when he asked the question, good people, we are the leadership of the party.
Mm-hmm.
We had dissenting voices. Not truly dissenting, but opinionated in the sense that should we not, should we not. But it was the direction that was taken. The same way that there were dissenting and opinionated voices amongst delegates in other parts.
Mm-hmm.
But when the party structures, the party organs have unanimously, through a democratic process of talking and discussing, said this is the direction that you need to take. This is the only reason why ODM is strong. A political party can never be one that has so many dissenting voices, and then you have a situation where party structures have made a decision. One person says, no, it's either my way or the highway. So what is most important? Is we all need to be able to respect the decisions made by each other. I will respect a decision made by any individual for their own political formation of choice, the same way I expect my decision as well to be respected.
All right.
That's the That is the whole concept of democracy.
All right. Governor, on the same note, during Baba's time, I'll give an example of Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, Senator of Nairobi, was already dissenting. He has never accepted broad-based government. Baba akiwa hai, mpaka baba alipoaga dunia. And he said time and again that licha ya kwamba nilikuwa na baba kama Secretary General, hakunifukuza katika chama. Hakuniondoa katika nafasi yangu ya Secretary General. You know, as a Secretary General of the party. Lakini alipoaga dunia, nimeondolewa katika SG. So now the question that is happening right now, and I believe a lot of ODM would want to hear from you as the deputy party leader of the party, is that mbona baada ya baba kuaga ndio labda Sifuna, you know, why, mbona hiyo dissenting nyumba ingekuwa tu watu wanatoa maoni tofauti, lakini wanasalia katika chama jinsi ilivyokuwa kabla ya baba kuaga dunia.
Let me maybe explain to you what
na wanainsist wanataka tu elections so that everyone, you know, would feel like they participated in an election in picking their leaders after.
But the delegates conference was there. But there, you know, they've never been chased away from the party. They've not been dismissed from the party.
Lakini nafasi zao za uongozi ndio wamefukuzwa.
Acha nikuulize swali. And I think this is the thing for me as an individual that really broke it all. After Baba passed away, I was in South Africa.
Okay.
The morning that he passed away, I received a call from someone who's close. And the first call that I made a number of calls. I tried to call Baba's phone just to confirm. And the first call that I made was, the first person I got hold of was Gladys.
Okay.
And when I talked to Gladys and when I heard her crying, Gladys Wanga, she was in tears. I think the phone just, my hands were trembling and the phone just dropped because I knew that at that moment we've lost Baba. It's true.
Okay.
I had I think just landed the night before, the middle of the night. Was about to wake up and go for my first meeting
in South Africa.
In South Africa.
Okay.
I took the next flight available. When I landed, and we had meetings, preparations, Baba's body being returned. We made a decision to call for the National Executive Committee. I could already tell. Allow me to explain the wisdom as to why we did the decisions that we did.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a party like ODM and you don't have someone who's going to be able to bring some level of buoyancy
mm-hmm.
at a time of crisis, when Baba went for AU,
mm-hmm.
he told us categorically that if it is an issue of temporary, don't choose one amongst yourselves. If it is an issue of temporary, don't choose one amongst yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we opted for Anyang to be acting party leader. I was deputy party leader. I would have told Baba, I want to be.
Yeah.
Simba would have said, why not me?
Mm.
Or Sotsi or anyone else. We were at Agile Hotel. We had a National Executive Committee. Minuted. The day Baba's body was coming in, we had to be able to tell people what the program was. Everyone was in confusion. And I proposed, I said, good people, this party is going to need some form of steering until a time when we choose a party leader. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Every single person is going to be, like a mad dog. Everyone is going to, the party would have split. And I proposed Dr. Oburu.
Okay.
And we had a quorum of NEC. Even some of the people who are today singing no raised their hands and actually confirmed. Like I said, I'm not a person who will talk about names. I'll talk about issues. But they all confirmed. Meetings were held when Dr. Oburu was the acting party leader. Meetings were minuted. We did all these things that needed to be done. The first course of action was we had the conference here, where we had members coming in. It was just here, across here at Swahili Port in Mombasa.
Mm-hmm.
People swore us in.
Okay.
The same people who are swearing you in are then saying that, you're illegitimate. So why did you swear us in?
Governor, you're saying, are you talking about Mheshimiwa Edwin Sifuna?
He was there when Dr. Oburu was actually being sworn in as acting party leader until the time when the delegates
and he accepted.
And James Orengo was there. Sotsi went through the same ritual as I did.
And they were okay with the whole leadership.
Everyone was there. It is in public knowledge. Then after that, every time meetings are being called in, there's absence of people. I took it on myself to call for a meeting in such a remote part so that we can use that as an opportunity. The meeting was to be held. Do you know what it takes for you to get into Vipingo Ridge? You can't just walk in.
Okay.
Especially the areas where we were meant to be having this meeting.
Okay.
Very secluded in nature. Somewhere where you do not expect anyone, organized or unorganized, whether it is a generic crowd or whatever, to be able just to walk in. So we can have some calmness and talk and discuss. Booked in for the night before the central committee for next morning so we can be able to. And people never showed up. Then every single time you say that, I don't recognize so-and-so, I don't recognize so-and-so. It is better for us to actually have made these discussions on a round table. On a round table. But like I said, I'm not an individual who will be talking about other individuals. But I'm giving you the concept as to why me, Muhammad Sharif Nasser, made a decision. We cannot continuously have that, where one time we're in acceptance, second time we're not in acceptance, one time we're in acceptance, second time we're not in acceptance. Why don't we just discuss and agree on this? Why don't we talk on a table? Convince me otherwise. Allow me to convince you as well. If we fail to be able to understand, allow that what we call democratic principles to take effect.
Okay.
Put a vote on it. What do people think about it? Is a decision then going to be taken to NEC? A decision was done by NEC. Central committee was in acceptance. We came in, we had the delegates, then we had the special delegates conference that was to be able to choose in the name of the deputy party leaders and Dr. Odinga. And by the way, the constitution of ODM, what makes up the delegates conference as well, is one, those who are down.
For grassroots.
And then now on top of it, you add all the leaders. All the leaders were there. All of us were accepted. It is not me who asked all these leaders, because those leaders came from literally everywhere. You had elected leaders, all of them were there. Well, I can probably say about 90+% of the leaders of ODM were there. The ones who are currently office holders, whether MP, governor, deputy governor, senator, they're all there. A vote was put and they were asked, how many people are in acceptance that Abdul Samad should be deputy party leader? I had no one saying no, not even one. But then now, because you have failed to convince the whole lot of people, you have failed to be able to work together, we might not agree on some things. We had some names that were proposed, and when those names were proposed, we had people saying no.
All right. So would you say that was an election, so that these are the guys who are Team Linda Mwananchi?
But that is
is that an election?
That is what our constitution actually calls for, the delegates conference that is there.
So was that an election?
This is what
is it what they're calling for?
I have no
idea. Are
they
calling for something that has already happened?
I do not know what they're calling for. I can only be able to speak on myself. I cannot be able to speak on others.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to be on record that they actually said this when they did not say it. I do not want to say that I said this and then tomorrow I say something else. I can only be able to state ile ambayo kwamba najua mimi, na ile ambayo kwamba najua mimi ni kwa chama kina sheria zake, na sheria ya chama ni kwa mkiitisha delegates conference unaacha watu waweze kupiga kura. Kura inaweza kupigwa mara mbili, lakini ukumbuke ya kwa mko katika holi moja watu 3,000 ama 4,000 sana. Conference zote za delegates conference zote ambazo kwamba zinafanya na chama huwa ni A ama nay. Yani wenye kukubali ama wenye kukataa. Na waliokubali wamekubali, yule alokataliwa alikataliwa na watu wote. Hakuna hata mtu mmoja ambaye kwamba alisema mimi nataka.
Okay. Mheshimiwa, are you worried about hili vuguvugu la Linda Mwananchi? I'm asking you this question because juzi, for example, katika area ya Kisumu waliingia pale, wanaonesha kana kwamba wana idadi kubwa ya wafuasi ambao walikuja pale kuwasikiliza, na kila mahali wanapokwenda wanasema kwamba walisema hatutafika, tumefika. Na wanaonesha umati mkubwa pale wa watu. Are you a bit worried about Linda Mwananchi as the deputy party leader, na jinsi ambavyo wanasema kwamba wao wako na wanachama na Team Linda Ground wako na chama? You have the party, they have the people.
Hata mimi pia nikienda pahali pia napata watu.
So you're not worried about that?
No. Mimi pia nimeenda, mimi mwenyewe personally as an individual nishawahi kusimama pale roundabout ile ya Kondole. I stopped the car alone. I didn't even have a sound system. The people respected me enough to be able to listen to me. Peke yangu nilifika pale.
Mheshimiwa, at the moment you're talking about for example, deputy party leader, nafasi hiyo mpewe ODM. Hali kadhalika mna matakwa mengine mawili matatu pale. Wakati mnayoongelea haya, UDA pia wanaangalia, wanasema kwamba hii ODM inayoitisha haya yote iko na ufuasi wote wa ODM kweli? Ilhali tunaona kuna hii ODM nyingine ya Linda Mwananchi ambayo pia inaonesha ishara ya kuwa na ufuasi.
Nikwambie kitu, chama ni kikubwa kuliko mtu.
Okay.
Kuna wangapi ambao kwamba walikuwa ni wana ODM, ilipofika siku ya kura kwa fikra zao wakadhania ya kwa wao ni bora kuliko chama. Walienda na maji na wakaingia katika kumbukumbu za historia. Narejelea tena, wangapi ambao kwamba hata katika hiyo ambao kwamba ni group yao hawa, kuna wengine ambao kwamba waliwahi kuasi chama na wakajiona kwa si mara ya kwanza. Sometimes
ODM ndo hiyo leo hii.
Narejelea tena, even amongst those people who are calling themselves, initially I wanted to take it that a very, very personal issue, that when you say that there are factions, there are no factions, there's only one ODM.
Okay.
The other one ni wale ambao kwamba wenye kusema wao ni wanachama wa chama, lakini sasa tujiulize tu swali, bila ile ambao kwamba bendera wanajojiita nao wao ya ODM, sababu itafika siku itabidi majina yaingie katika karatasi ya ballot. A time will come when people's names will have to be on the ballot paper. They need to be able to start weighing in and asking this question. When my name is put there and the party of choice that goes next to my name is going to be a different party, and most likely a party of people or a collection of party of people who once were abusive to our late party leader, who once were abusive to our ideals and our ideologies. They need to start weighing in the options. Would the weight of the hand that carries the pen tick on them, or tick on the one that people believe in, and that is the ideologies of ODM? Ile siku ikifika, siku ya kupiga kura,
Naam,
kila mmoja atakuwa na jina lake. Pengine mtu amue aende independent. Lakini kama sasa ushaamua kwa wewe si mwana ODM, ama ikiwa, and by the way they have every right, ikiwa kutafanywa nominations za ODM na wao wanataka viti kwa tikiti ya ODM, kutafanywa nominations, ikiwa wamechukua wao, sisi kama chama tutaendelea kuwa support wao as individuals to be office bearers. Lakini ikiwa wameshindwa na mtu mwingine, sasa wao waamue ya kwa je yule atakayepiga kura atapiga kura kwa aangalie pale sasa, angalie hapo kuna hii ambapo kwamba hii ni coalition na DCP, hawa jamaa walituvua nguo, so kuna wengine members wa hii DCP walifurahia so na wakashuka kwa kamera wakati mzee ametuacha. Ya wengine hawa jamaa walikatata mwaliko wa baba wakati baba alikuwa yuko hai, wakaja na ankachifu nyeupe. Hata walipofuta machozi, ankachifu haikuwa na rangi yoyote, hata ile machozi pia yalikuwa hayatoki. Ilikuwa wamejeka maji kwa macho. Sasa wataangalia wa Kenya, je, tutapiga tiki upande huu ama tutapiga tiki upande gani? The gist of the matter will actually come in when people need to be able to make a decision on what is the party that they're going to be able to vie in.
All right. Mheshimiwa, nataka tumalize nikuachilie kwa sababu najua kuna mikutano mingine mingi ya kufanya, lakini kabla tujamaliza pale, what will happen if, for example, as a broad-based arrangement, ODM is deputy leader, deputy president position?
That is
if that doesn't happen, if you agree as a team together, UDA na ODM muongee, manake I know that kutakuwa na team za kuongea na kukubaliana pale. When that happens, na mkubaliane kwamba hiyo nafasi itasalia kwa mfano kwa Kithure Kindiki, bado mtasalia pale katika broad-based arrangement?
I do not believe that we will reach a situation where tutashindwa kuelewana. That it is my firm belief, because this country will have bigger problems if we decide to let go of the bigger picture. That is to bring stability in this country.
Okay.
We never ever got independence. We never ever fought to reach where we are so that we can be able to be taken back by tribal bigots. This country is larger than that. But allow me not to be able to comment on something that has to be a collective decision.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, watu watakaa chini. But we have already made it known, even internally as ODM, tukikaa chini tumezungumza. It is not secret. We have stated it very clearly that amongst us as ODM, we are going in as equal partners. And when the word equal means that you are same in size. So if you bring the presidency, then it is only right we bring the deputy presidency. I've said this before.
Okay.
My view as to why it should be Hassan Ali Joe, I mean, we had one deputy president who was once is he a DO or a DC, and then he became an MP, and then he was chosen a deputy president. Look at the disaster that happened. But the reason why I've said Hassan Ali Joe, I mean, this is someone who's risen the ranks. He was a member of parliament, assistant minister, became the governor, was the deputy party leader of the largest party in the country. He's risen the ranks. He has been able to face a lot of political weights who tried to push him down, from being accused of being a drug dealer, something that was cleared, being told he'll never be able to travel. He's just come from America, and you know, being told that just because you once failed in school does not mean that you can be able to continue. Today, I think I don't know if he's finished his master's. I know that it's not easy. I'm doing my master's right now. It's not easy trying to be able to study while you're in position of leadership. But yes, it is my belief that we can be able to produce.
Okay.
Pwani awe naibu wa rais, na hatuifanyi hii kwa sababu ya Hassan Ali Joho peke yake. Tunaifanya hii kwa sababu mpwani yoyote mwingine kesho na yeye, na nikisema mpwani narejelea tena, hatumaanishi mtu kwa sababu ya kabila yako, rangi yako, dini yako, matabaka lako. Tukisema mpwani tunamaanisha mtu yoyote ambaye kwamba makao yake ni hapa, mazazi yake ni hapa, ameweza kukulia na watu ambao kwamba walioko katika maeneo haya. Wewe Alex umeishi katika, umezaliwa Coast General, ukaishi katika maeneo ya Chuda. Hakuna kabila ambao kwamba hujawahi kuonana na wao. Asubuhi ukiamka unaweza kuona Mkamba, ikifika dakika 3 unaonana na Mjaluo, ikifika dakika 10 nyingine. Hii Mombasa ni chimbuko la dini zote na kabila zote. Mtu aliyoko Lamu akiumwa na kichwa, mtu wa Mombasa anatafuta dawa kwa sababu anahusiana naye. Mtu wa Nyeri akiumwa, mtu wa Mombasa anatafuta dawa. Mtu wa Kisumu akiumwa, mtu wa Kisii, North Eastern, hakuna kabila ambao kwamba haiko hapa. We love each other, and our strength is the fact that we come from different tribes is never our weakness. It is actually a sign of our strength.
All right. Wow, Gavana, asante sana kwa kujiunga nasi leo katika AMTV. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana. Labda tu tupatie siri yako, manake nimekujua miaka mingi. Tangu wakati wa zamani, tangu kabla ukue mbunge wa Mvita, ukianzisha Radio Rahma. Sasa hivi na mimi bado ipo, ukiwa CEO and founder pale, ukachangia katika wanahabari wa Pwani, na wanahabari wengi Pwani wakafanya vizuri, wakaondoka wakaenda katika maeneo mengine mengi.
I was once nilikuwa nilikuwa tunasema penzi msikilizaji. I was working. I've worked in a radio station. Nimeongea nyuma ya radio. Fanya presenting, rose the ranks like you said. I did production.
Ndio.
Nikikaa pale nikitengeza jingles hapa na pale.
Naam.
So I've done everything before the advent of politics. Kabla kuingia katika mkondo wa siasa. Baada ya siasa nikaacha mambo ya lakini kuna nambia nikupatie siri ipi?
Siri ile ya maintain, maana kitambo ulikuwa zinga la mtu. Lakini kuna kitu umefanya na umeshikilia mpaka leo. Siri nini bwana?
I think and I say this, I hope everyone who is watching will not look at this advice as an advice coming not necessarily as Abdul Swamad, the deputy party leader, or Abdul Swamad, the governor of Mombasa, or anything else, despite anything else. ni afya ni muhimu.
Kweli?
I was living life ya kwa gari yangu ilikuwa saa zote niko na dawa za acidity, niko na dawa za maumivu, saa zote nakaa pumzi ziko juu, and I made a solid decision. Na ningeomba tu watu waachane na kutumia tembe, sijui madawa, sijui kufanya nini. Just make a decision. Make a decision. Even now, however busy I am, hata nikawa busy, ikiwa niko na mkutano mapema, itabidi niende mazoezi alfajiri. Ikiwa niko na mkutano zaidi, hata if today I had not trained, kwa kwamba tayari nishafanya mazoezi asubuhi. If I had not trained, chances are very high that after this I would have actually gone to the gym.
So you train on a daily?
I train as much as possible on a daily basis. Hata nikisafiri. Even if you feel that you can't lift weights, you can't go for boxing, you can't do CrossFit, all these are very, very complicated. Walk.
Okay.
But whatever you do, just burn some calories out of you.
Diet, Governor?
Eat healthy. Eat healthy. Consume more protein. I'm a believer that you need to consume more protein than carbohydrates. Okay. There's nothing wrong in sima, lakini pengine ukila ile sima na mtu tusidanganyane ati sina pesa ya nyama wala nini. Kama una pesa ya nyama, one of the highest food with the highest concentration of protein is eggs.
Kula mayai.
Kama huna pesa ya nyama, and by the way, diets should never be considered that they're actually expensive. It is more expensive to eat unhealthy.
That's true, by the way.
It's more expensive to eat unhealthy. Kula mijibaga, kuna jamaa mmoja ambaye kwamba kuna jamaa mmoja niko naye hapa, nafanya naye kazi. Nimemrai sana huyo jamaa. Hata mwisho nikasema ya kuweza motivation. Unajua kuna mambo mengine mtu paka amue.
Mwenyewe
hujaamua. Mimi kuna jamaa mmoja nilitoa motivation, nikasema atakaye kwenda naye gym, yeye mwenyewe atakaye mtrain, wote nitawapatia kitu, kwa sababu sitaki ukijana anini. Lakini jamaa amekataa bwana. Watu wote wameshindwa kumpeleka mazoezi. Nashindwa naye sana jamaa.
Namjua, nilikuwa naye Nairobi kazi. Nilikuwa naye Nairobi kazi.
Ukimwona vile anavyoshika makamera saa nyingine pumzi ziko juu. No, I'm not body shaming. It's someone very close to me. I can be able to make this joke. But all in all,
ameniambia, lakini mwaka ni huu. Ameniambia kabla tuanze interview, mwaka ni huu. Amesema harudi nyuma. Mwaka ni huu na ataanza na atakufa nayo mpaka dakika mwisho.
Anitajia mwaka ni huu, sijui miaka mingapi ishapita. Mwaka wa Afrika tu. No, but all in all. All in all. This is a personal message to anyone out there. Your body is a temple.
True.
It is the only body that you have.
True.
Your soul, unless you believe in the concept of reincarnation, but this is the place where you are living.
Yeah.
Your brain lives there. Your heart lives in that body, and if you don't have a body that is functioning, especially, by the way, today, and I said this once, I made this comment. Today, one of the leading causes of deaths in our hospitals is non-communicable diseases.
True.
There are some that we cannot be able to control, but there are those we can control. You can control your blood pressure by doing a bit of exercise. You can control your diabetes by doing a bit of exercise and watching what you're eating and everything else. Let's go back to generic food. There's nothing wrong kula nyama choma. And then of course, you also have this concept ya kwa kila moja anajua. Unasikia mwingine anakuambia kwa niliambiwa nikikula kuku ni mbaya, mwingine anasema niliambiwa nikikula nyama ni mbaya. Everything taken in moderation is perfectly okay. Today for lunch, I was invited to a wedding, kapiga na mimi tonge langu la biriani, but I know that I've already trained, I've done my exercise. Tuangalie tugange ajayo.
Asante sana mheshimiwa. La mwisho kabisa, manake sasa hivi naona kuna kitu kipya kinafanyika vijana wanaorganize zile ndondi.
Yes.
Mbavu Destroyer alichapana juzi na majembe. Nimeona pia kuna judo inakuja. Kuna kijana Mombasa hapa anaitwa nani? Biggie.
I thought I met one young boxer leo asubuhi, ilikuwa niko gym. Nikakutana na young boxer ambaye kwamba he was one of the ones walopigana in Nairobi, and I'm glad he's even ameniambia kwa anajaribu kuanzisha clothing wear yake. Nimeona ile poster kubwa, and I think I've also seen it on social media. Wale jamaa wanataka kufanya is it boxing ama itakuwa ni judo?
Judo ile.
Ama ni sumo wrestling?
Sumo wrestling, yes. Sumo wrestling.
Kila moja na yake.
Kila moja.
But it's good.
Niliulizwa.
It's good. By the way, you know, you have to congratulate the young people.
Yeah.
The fact that watu wamechukua time yao na kuingia katika mitandao and make a positive impact.
Yeah.
So kila siku tukiingia katika mitandao watu ni kusutana na kutukanana tu.
Kweli. Sometimes niliulizwa nikaambiwa kabla nimalizie kipindi lazima nikuulize hili swali. Sasa manake wewe na rafiki yako wa karibu sana CS Ali Hassan Joho mnapenda ndondi sana. Na tushawaona pia mara moja mkicheza wawili tu pale. Sasa watu wakasema mkikutana itakuwaje?
Ningemwangusha mbaya sana. No, but we don't box for purposes of the art of fighting.
Yeah.
We box for purposes of keeping fit. But he boxes more than me.
Yeah.
He actually ni vile tu, I think he waziri pia nao unampeleka mbio na hiyo time. But I think he boxes way more than.
Okay. Asante sana Governor for your time once again. Thank you for watching. Shukran sana pale katika mtandao wa Facebook and TikTok. This is AMTV. Mimi ni chairman wako naitwa Alex Mwakideo. Please share widely. Please subscribe. Keep on liking. Comment pale chini. On the next episode, nitakuwa nazicheki pezi comments zako zote. Thank you so much and see you on the next one. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Gavana for your time.
Thank you very much. Asante sana.
God akubless.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.